Nipsey died at the marathon. So, I live right down the street. So I was able to take her over there. She had never met Nip, and I told her one day I would introduce her, but then that shit happened. We went from friends to kicking it, talking. I wasn't in a rush. Then we got together. 6 months later, COVID happened, and we was locked in. She moved in with me. We just locked all the way in. Had no problem doing COVID. When you think that people will fight and they'll be going through like, oh, I can't go anywhere, I can't do anything, I'm tired of this person. We just thugged it out and made it work and grew. Did projects. I did a project. She did a project. We just encouraged each other. We invested our PPP money. She didn't take it and go buy clothes. She went and bought equipment. She bought tracks. She paid for marketing. She was just like, she came to me with the money like, what should we do? I'm like, you got a dream, baby. Like, we got to push this. You know what I'm saying? We can put it into a business, or we can put it into your business, which is yourself, or let's make a record label. So that's what we did.
So two builders came together,
Yes, sir.
and by builders, I'm referring to the nation of gods and earths.
Yes, sir.
And they build and destroy is a idea that they espouse, and yeah, so two builders came together and it worked out, and that's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, I was searching my whole life for that. Indirectly, so you don't know what you're looking for until it lands. You kind of have an idea what you want, but when it all lined up like that, I was happy.
Alignment.
I was happy I made that decision, because when I got with her, I stopped talking to every female in my phone.
So I hear alignment, you said, because in my case, I yeah, you're searching, you're in relationships, it's not working out, and you're wondering what's happening, and then things line up.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I was financially in the right position.
Mm-hmm.
I was soon going to be geographically in the right position,
Mm-hmm.
and as maturation, I was at a point of maturity in my life where those three things had lined up, and then I had been communicating with my wife, and it was like, you know what, you're the one.
Hmm.
And then there were signs that I'm tapped in on signs, and I sent her a message randomly, and I'm with the numbers. She said, that message you sent me, those numbers, those represent my father's birthday. And I'm like, numbers, I see numbers, and those numbers represent my birthdays, and I know exactly what you're talking about. And I said, you know what, sadly her father has passed on,
Mm-hmm.
but I said, I think this is a sign that your father is giving us his blessing.
Wow.
And so
Spirits do talk.
there was alignment there, and we've been rocking and rolling together, and she's my best friend, I'm her best friend, and we're good, we're good.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
So
It's a blessing. Thankful. Thankful. Literally thankful, because I don't have for the first time, I don't have a want. I don't have
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
want that I need to. Hey, Larry, we need to go out, bro. I got a spot.
Right.
It's none. It's I don't have that.
Yeah.
My thing right now is building, working, completing,
I
and that cycle.
I think those what is it? I think it was Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Nipsey, brought this into our conversation, and he was saying, the different levels where you're existing, where you're on. There's the bottom survival level, instinctual, and I mean honestly, that's dick driven. That
Right.
at that point,
Right. Right.
you're like, I can put it here, I can put it there, I can
Hmm.
see myself doing all. But once you get to a certain elevation, a mental, maturity level, then you realize I don't have to spread myself out. She's got me, and this is working. And then,
Right. Because when you overstep boundaries and you want all of it, then that's where the problems come in.
yeah,
That's where the problems come in at. And well, at this stage of life, shit, give me peace, a good meal,
mm,
in my workspace. I'm good. I'm some food. I'm really very simple at this point. So I don't need to complicate my own life and put myself through unnecessary karma, and unnecessary heartbreak, and set myself back. And no, we're not doing that. We're not doing none of that. And that's what I wrote about in my album Natural Muses, because on that album I was coming out of a divorce, but the worst type of divorce you could ever think of, like nigga get out of my house, and found myself sleeping on a park bench. You know what I'm saying? Did I have a car at the time? I don't think I even had a car. I think I got a car like a couple months later, but at the time, maybe I had a car, maybe I didn't. I don't think I did, because I went to the park. I went to not Fox Hills Park. Fox Hills Park. I went to Fox Hills Park right over there in Green Valley Circle. Green Valley Circle, you know that park that's in the cut by Fox Hills Mall?
I'm trying it.
It's right there on Green Valley Circle, man, because we stayed in Culver City at the time.
Okay.
And I remember going to that park and sleeping in a damn tree because the park rangers come in and inspect the park, and I'm just in the tree. Like, just got fresh from an argument.
Oh
So
man.
the heat from the cold outside didn't penetrate the heat that was going on in my body.
Ooh.
So I'm just thinking, mind racing, like, damn, how did I get here? It's like a movie. How the fuck did I get in the tree? Like, I was popping. Like, why am I here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mistakes. You got to go play that back in your brain. Like, oh, you did this, you did X, Y, and Z. Damn. And you've done this before, bro. You've committed the same crime twice. So it's going to be double the punishment.
Ooh.
So at this point, it's time to grow up, mature, become a man, stand on your own 10 toes. You shouldn't be living with a woman anyway. You should be living on your own. You don't have your own shit. Why not? What have you been doing? So reflection went in. I had to figure out my living situation. I got set up in a garage. Then I just started getting equipment. I got a mic, got an inbox. I already had computers and shit from doing hood news and all that. So I already had that. And I just had to start my life all over again, solo. So I just focused. I just went in there. I started writing again because I stopped rapping to do hood news. I stopped all my musical shit just to service the community, go chase cops around and get all this damn footage. But when the passion is like, what do you like to do? It was writing, and went back to writing and poetry. That's really what I love to do. I love to write. Every morning I get up and I write. Every morning.
All right. Now, okay, let's go back because Neturu Muses.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's when I was abroad and I was in Korea and I came across your music. I came across your videos and I was like, man, Hassan's got it. He's got confidence, got swag. The way the brother, I mean, he can write, he can, put words together. And then, you speaking of your relationships, yeah, Neturu Muses is, I guess, relationship dominant.
Yes. It's very relationship dominant. And basically, I
Those,
got the title Netaru, which are the nine enods of Kemetic mythology. So it's the nine gods, and they support God, right? These nine gods support the ultimate creator. So I just flipped it, and I was like, my Netaru of women that supported me in my life. This can be mom, auntie. It can be serious relationships. Just people women in your life that really inspired you, that really pushed you, and they helped you get through. So I did a dedication. That album was dedicated to women and the struggle with me, because I was a hard head, so it wasn't really easy dealing with me. I'm gonna be honest. So I was thankful just to be in that space, and to give my thanks. Even though I was going through a tough divorce and all that, I still wanted to just push out some thanks, because that's what I felt like I needed to say thank you.
it's deep. Natural Muses is deep. I can tell, yeah, you were going through some things because it's representative of someone who knows and who has been there. And I watched
Exactly.
that and I was like, wow, this is complex. It's dynamic. It's not, surface level, stuff. This is wow.
Yeah.
So I could even appreciate. I went through a little something.
Right, right. Tell me what brother ain't, I mean, out there who has not went through something, just
Yes.
learning. We have to learn.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a learning curve. It's a learning process, and some of us get it right, man. And props to them brothers. Props to them brothers who came out of high school with their girl and they still got her. Props to you, because I couldn't do that. I couldn't even really talk to girls in high school. Like, shit, magic card AIDS. I was like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was all I needed to know. I can play cool, but when it come down to that, I was not trying to do that in high school. So, it took me a while. I was a late bloomer, I can say. Especially when it comes to this relationship shit, because I learned the wrong way. So I had to detox my mind on what I was taught from my uncles, my grandpa, my pa,
Okay.
and all that.
So so you learned it from uncles. You learned it from them.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have an older brother?
I have two older brothers.
Okay. I didn't have an older brother, and I felt like a lot of things I missed, are were because I didn't have an older brother,
Hmm.
and my dad was just, you have to do these things, and I was like, don't you understand from my perspective?
Mm.
And if I had an older brother, I think I would have had it. And I do have a buddy now, about 2 years older than me, and he's more understanding. I talk with him and share situations, and
Hmm.
he'll put me in check and be like, "All right, you're right about this, or you're wrong about that."
Right.
Whereas it's like, I think that yeah,
It's
having
like a give and
black
take.
male,
Like you want to bounce ideas off of people.
yes, yes,
When I was 8, man, my grandpa, I was sitting at a card game with my grandpa and his older friends, and they was just talking. And that shit was just landing in my ear, and they were just talking about women. Oh man, you young man, you're a young man. When you're a young man, you just don't have one woman. Young men
oh
can just,
man,
oh man, you can just do what you want. You're young and you fly. You see all the fine ones you want. You know, get you about 4 or 5 of them. Like you saying this to an 8-year-old, and I'm really looking like,
wow,
okay, so this is how it goes. I'm hearing my
yeah,
my my grandpa and his friends talk about it, but I'm not knowing they like really playing with me like this. You know
ah,
what I'm saying? But I'm taking it serious, and then you got your old heads telling you, be managed, be like this, you know what I'm saying? Don't go soft on them. They just teaching you how to just be a cutthroat, like damn near a pimp. Damn near a pimp. Damn near they got you ready for the track, bruh. So now you coming at regular girls who grew up, sheltered or not, so cold. Some of them like it. They like that edge.
right, that's
But
true.
where you're coming from on that edge is it's like I'm here to step on your neck, and that's not it. Young men, that's not it. That shit plays out. You can only go so far with that is what I'm saying. So you gotta broaden your horizons, get deeper. You gotta feel. You gotta treat your woman as if she was your daughter. You
And,
know.
and so you've traveled
Yeah.
and you've seen the world and seen different cultures and how, the male female relationship and that, plays out. Um, Speak on that.
If you're a real person, you talk from your heart.
Yes.
You ain't trying to spit no game. If you come at her with a level head, men are logical, and if you just come regular and basic, you got more of a chance than coming at her with some slippery talk. Slippery talk is for later. You know what I'm saying? When she needs to be stimulated.
We're getting some, there's a helicopter overhead. Getting a scam call as they usually do.
Yeah, I got scam all over mine, but
Oh, Lord.
the places I've been, it's the same, man. It's the
Okay.
love language is the same.
Right.
When I was in Korea, it was the same. I met all type of different women, from Russian to Korean to Japanese to Hawaiian to. It's the eye contact, the look. Even if we don't understand each other, being in Spanish countries, you got to use Google Translate to Mac. You sitting at a cafe, Google Translating back and forth. You guys are not even talking, but she's getting the vibe because those words are translating. That vibe is translating. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? Really, it's the vibe.
I
She don't.
think
She ain't got to understand you.
I think Nipsey said she didn't know what I was saying, but she didn't know what I was saying, but she knew what I was saying.
Saying right, right. It's the same. Like everywhere I went, it's been the same. It's they really like men around the world. Like
Yeah.
America, you kind of gotta dampen your manhood a little bit. Not seem
Okay.
too aggressive, but anywhere else you can be mannish. And they like okay, that's a boy. They
Mm.
get it. Here,
That's what I was looking for because all right, I was in Saudi Arabia where, women have are so subservient, they have to follow all of these strict rules, and in particular, we couldn't, as men, we couldn't, talk to women if they weren't our blood relative, spouse, or you have it. So there was no dating or anything like that. And women had to cover up, wear abayas, hijab, niqab. These are all the masks that the Arab women wear, and clothing, to protect, their bodies. And I did 2 years. Like, I was in prison. I was in Saudi. I mean, Saudi Arabia
This
is
is when you
pretty
was in
much like a
Oman.
prison.
Oman?
Okay, Oman was more recent,
Okay.
but let's see, 2016 to 2018, I was in Saudi Arabia, and so the impression I got after 2 years is that, respect yourself, and so much of religion is baked in, embedded into their society and their ways, their culture, that I found, it resonated with me. I'm like, this is good. This isn't, bad.
Right.
And then coming back to America, and then just seeing women walking around in yoga shorts, yoga
Bruh.
pants,
Cat
breasts,
everywhere.
and
Just monkey and cat. And
it's kind of jarring because I'm like, okay, the standard needs to be, the male dominance needs to be, in place, put in place, to tell these women like, yo, that's kind of not cool. That's kind of where I'm coming from.
but that's toxic masculinity
Right.
here.
Exactly.
Here, that's toxic. If you tell a woman that, oh man, they gonna
Exactly.
come for you. They'll come for your head on your podcast, in
Right.
your comments. You ain't gonna tell me what to do, and it's like I'm trying to not tell you what to do. I'm just trying to save you from the predators.
Right.
Our job as men is to protect you from the predators. Don't go out with your breasts and your ass hanging out and you looking good too.
Right.
These motherfuckers are stronger than you and they will push up on you and make your life a little more difficult. So we trying to tell you, just cover up a little bit, put a sweater around that ass. That's it. That ain't a lot. Me and my girl talk about this all the time. She always asks me, what should she wear? Or she'll pull out something. And I tell her, man, I don't look at dresses and shoes. I'm not that person. But then it'd be like a hot day, right? And she'll put on a heart to top and some shorts. And I'm not going to trip because I'm like, everybody else is going to have their ass and titties out. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to say cover up?
Right. Right.
We go to the Juneteenth festival.
Yeah, it's all there. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So what you gonna say, bro? This is not Saudi Arabia. This is America. They Xing the man factor out. Like
Right.
they Xing that out. They don't even celebrate dads. They don't celebrate two-parent households. Everything is upside down.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what's up. We're gonna take a little break here and regroup. I'm gonna play a little something something. We're gonna get into the next part.
There's a commitment to the long haul. This is not about capturing a market share of audience because that's what everyone's doing, right? So when you see, breaking news is about your algorithms, it's about the clicks, it's about getting the numbers so you can get the advertisers, so you can, and now we're feeding a beast and not the people.
Teach.
So when you come into a space and you're building a media outlet that says black on it, but it's not really about black people, it's about, again, grabbing black people, not feeding black people, you're going to always fail. Your presentation was all about numbers and this and that, but not about what are you giving us that we don't already have, which means you haven't even done your homework.
Push-ups?
No, it's 109.
109, yeah. You're at 109 right now.
Furthermore, I began to realize that my own beloved science contained within it pointers to God that could not be ignored. Not proofs, mind you, but certainly suggestions that make a strict atheist perspective rather hard to defend. There is something instead of nothing. No reason that should be. Those beloved second-order differential equations, why did they work? Why should mathematics be successful in describing how the universe is put together? Anyone who has worked in the field of physics will tell you the experience of first understanding Maxwell's equations is one of those moments of realizing that this is not just mathematical elegance, it is beauty. It is so simple, and yet it describes something so complex. That seems to suggest that the universe is put together by a mathematical mind. Otherwise, why would mathematics be so much in the fabric of the way in which matter and energy behave?
meeting everybody, and it was just, you found out everybody cool.
You're at 109 right now.
It's fucked up. You would think that. You would think that. You would think that these people that you meet, or more people, wanted the best thing out of the earth. They wanted a great earth. You know, you would think that more people on the humanitarian side of the game, but when you meet these people, you really find out like, damn, they all about themselves or the agenda that they pushing, and that can be disheartening, and it can kind of push you away from what was an ambition, and that's what happened with that hood news shit. Like, Obama really took the cake. I just couldn't believe this cat. My dad has said some shit about him, but you know, you'd be like, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Even though he sent me the articles, I'm like, it all could be made up. But then my dad said this. He said, if you meet Obama today, because we went down to his prep rally, 2008, right here.
Right.
Yeah, when he brought an all-white damn church to the hood. I had a problem with that too. Yeah. Got West Angeles right there, and you're going to bring all these people who can't sing. Okay, Obama. That was one strike, right? So anyway, I'm up there. I got the camera. My dad was just like, if you meet Obama, ask him one question. How does a black man get $500 million to run for president? And I was like, I remember that. I'll ask him that. I push up on the line. He waving, kissing babies. I keep pushing. I get right up on him. I was like, Obama, can I ask you a question? Sir, can I ask you a question? He says, shoot. I leaned into him. You can't see me. I'm off camera. I leaned into him. I said, Obama, how does a black man get $500 million to run for president? He said, what? I said, Obama, how does a black man... He said, don't ask me that question. He like, moved back. Don't ask me that question. And then I looked at his Secret Service guy, and the Secret Service guy looked at me, turned his head, and went... He like laughed like, he can't answer that question. You know, like it was a joke. He was no longer interested in guarding me to see if I was a killer or nothing. He looked off. They both looked off. It was just like, and they both chuckled. And Obama gave me the meanest gangster stare. His voice changed, and I just looked at him, and I was just like, well, can you give me a shout out? Because I had seconds. I'm moving. My brain is moving. I got what I got. I felt what I felt. You've been hit up by a gang member who say, where you from, cuz? And you like, oh, shit, Brooklyn. Yeah, like, oh, okay. Your whole shit changed. Like, oh, shit, okay, this nigga is all the way. He ready right now. All right. I'm not ready right now. Nigga, fuck all that. I'm trying to get here. So that's what it was. I was like, oh, shit, he really with the bullshit. All right, cool. Give me a shout out. He's like, I can do that. Hood news is good news. I'm like, I didn't even tell him hood news was good. I didn't tell him that. He knew.
Wow.
I said, all right. Because I guess, I don't know, but he knew. He gave us a shout out, and I thanked him for that, and I still thank him for that because I got that. But no, he was not finna give me no game. It was not to be given, and, that was that.
This is the IC 109 podcast. I'm your host, Larry Wiggs, and you're listening to me chat with Hassan Haze right here. Kobe's spirit is in the building, so Kobe, let them know where they are, or where they're listening, what they're listening to.
You're at 109 right now.
That's what's up.
I love Kobe. I met Kobe too.
Hassan hooked me up with this soundbite. Had he not hooked me up with it, I wouldn't have it. So, kudos to you.
Yeah, man, I'll be hearing, whenever I hear 109, I think of him. I'm like, oh, it must be for me to send it to him. Literally.
So.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Shoot.
Your new album. Man,
the Underdog God.
I was rolling through, Lamert Park last week, and I saw the posters up and everything. I was like, they go Hassan right there.
Yeah, bro. You got to hustle. You got to do everything on this level. Good Lord.
Some good stuff. So, I'm familiar with it, and after having listened to it, and we've spoken before, so I know what the meaning is. But for someone who doesn't know, who's listening, 9. What's up with is 9 a name? Is it a concept? What is it?
9 is my birth number. To get your birth number, you would just add up your birth month, the number. Like if you September, it's 9. If you're on the 2nd, it's 2. If you was born in 1978, that would equal up into 25. So you go 25 plus 11. You get the math, and you do that. And then that's 3 plus 6, that's 36. So you do 3 plus 6, and that equals 9. Anybody can find a life numerology number. So I'm a 9. A 9 basically symbolizes you've been every number in numerology. You've been a 1 through 8, so you can always tap into those different numbers, their strengths as well. Being a 9, you overcame their weaknesses already. So now, as a 9, since you have all this knowledge that you're supposed to have, now you have to navigate through life with it. And that can be the troublesome part because we are human. So I look 9, I've always been an underdog, right? From when I played basketball to rhyming to doing videos or whatever. For some reason, I would always get the underdog, like, wouldn't get picked, overlooked, all that bullshit. So, that's how I added the underdog. And since now I feel like I'm succeeding in what I do, the underdog God, because I'm the king of the underground, because I've touched and put on so many people that are huge or that have went huge. So it's like they had to filter through me to go on to that next level. So I just feel like through all that, 9 the underdog God really serves me well because a lot of people know who I am and a whole lot of people don't.
Got it.
Underground through artists and other artists and shit like that, I'm respected. But the regular person probably wouldn't know. I'm on the side of the damn bank on Crenshaw and Slauson just because of the work that I put in the street.
Right.
It was nothing but that. It wasn't nothing. I wasn't high signing or nothing.
Right.
They didn't just choose me, you know what I'm saying? I showed up to a rally or whatever. I met the congressman. He said, "Oh, you Hassan from Hood News." They took a picture of me and my son. They contacted me later and said they want to paint that and put that on the wall. And now that's how that went. So yeah.
What's up? And you can see that
Yeah.
right there. The same bank where Nipsey's mural is painted.
Correct.
So travel down Slauson, right there. Slauson,
See the
Crenshaw, and
purple-
Slauson.
I have a purple thing on my head and it's a Hood News on the shirt, just like it got Hood News right here.
This man right here.
Yeah, so it was a grind. I did a very serious job. And now I just want to rap and talk about different experiences that I can probably help some of the younger people my age, because I've lived a very unique life thus far.
And I'm glad you mentioned I'm glad you entitled your record 9, the Underdog God, calling in, numerology and the spiritual aspects of numbers, because I was doing some research yesterday and I was like, and I'm gonna share with you how deep this gets, man. Okay, so I'm all about 109.
Right. It's everywhere.
Shame on me, I don't have. Oh, if you could see it
109
right
there.
over here. Okay. So 109 is what I'm all about because that's just my birthday, and and I asked a brother, his name Dominique Burrell,
Okay.
at the Prosperity Market at California African American Museum the other day.
Okay.
And I asked him about if he sees any numbers, and he mentioned, yeah, his birthday comes up, and I'm like, good, okay, that's just what I'm looking for. People who see their birthdays in clocks specifically. You might see it somewhere else, license plates, whatever.
Okay.
But that's my point is it's a common experience. We'll check our clock and we'll see those familiar numbers and say,
Yeah.
hey, that's me right there.
333 444 1111. Yeah.
And and that too, seeing those triplets and just having a moment there, because people talk about mindfulness, and I think that is an expression of mindfulness when you happen to notice something and you're mindful of that occurrence. I mean, it's just time,
Right.
just a set of numbers, but it leads you into this whole, I have to make a wish at this time. I have to acknowledge this. I have to tell someone, hey, I keep seeing these numbers or whatever, because you're mindful of it. So it's something to be celebrated and whatnot. But you mentioned numerology because you entitled your album 9, The Underdog God. And this is what I wanted to share with you. So I'm 109, and Nipsey rode the 108 bus.
Yep.
All right.
Slauson bus.
What I'm wearing right now, this is the mala bead necklace, and this is really familiar in Eastern religion with the Hindu, the Buddhist, especially.
Okay.
So yoga and all of these people are familiar with this. But it's not limited to them, because you'll find Muslims have prayer beads. You'll find the Catholics have rosaries. Even the Jews have something. I'm not familiar with what they have, but these beads are universal,
Okay.
just like numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers are universal, and if you study your algebra, you study your geometry, this is the universal language, because everything, every item, every building is constructed using, numbers. It's
Yeah.
all, it's baked in
It's all
there.
mathematics. You're right.
So back to Nipsey being 108, for me it's a metaphor, because there are actually 109 beads on the necklace,
Oh wow.
and the 109th bead isn't significant per se. It's the 108 beads that are significant, because they're used in the prayer or in the chant. So you move once, twice, three times, what have you, and you're saying a mantra, and then you're going through it 108 times. So that's the frequency. It's 108, and that's where it is.
Wow.
And again,
Deep.
Nipsey was riding that 108th bus, and we all know how deep and how successful, and what frequency Nipsey was on as a human being, being an autodidact, reading, and like carrying the world on his shoulders at a very young age. I listened to the Vlad interview. At 14, he had to leave his mom's home and had to support himself. So this is very big stuff. And again, Nipsey was 108, and my thing is I'm 109. Now 109 isn't as significant as 108, because they do all of the 108, whatever's, and but I see myself as this as light, because the 109, the 109th bead is the guru bead, and it sheds light, and it talks about, it brings light to darkness, it educates and sheds knowledge. Okay.
And Nipsey was also a one. If you didn't know, his numerology chart, he was a one.
All right, I'm with it. I'm with
Is
it.
August 15th, 1985.
Yes.
You
Okay.
add that up, 10, 1985, 10 plus 13 is 23, 15 is 38, plus 8 is 46,
Okay.
4 plus 6 is 10,
Yes.
1 plus 0
Yes.
is 1.
Bring it all
All the way down. He was a 1. So 1 is a natural born leader. A number 1 is a natural born leader. A 9 gets along with a 1, a 3, and a 6.
Okay. Now,
Yeah. They got compatibility charts for numerology too.
I'm with it. This is new information for me, so I'm gonna have to digest this and,
Yes,
then,
sir.
and then bring it back. But 108 and 109. So I'm just establishing for you, Hassan, what what I've learned about 108 and 109, and how, and these, I'm using these as metaphors for Nipsey was 108, I'm 109.
Right.
Okay. Now, why then is 108 so significant? What is it about 108? And this is what I've learned. All right. So the Hindu, the yogis, they believe that inside the body there are, I believe, 114 marma points, energy points on the body. And let me see, 114, is that right? No. Oh man, I already messed it up.
Keep going. You got it. You got
It's
it.
all right. So they said there's 100 and some odd points. 4 of these points, so I think it's 112, because
Okay.
when you subtract those 4 points, then you get 108. So there are 112 points on the body, and 4 of those points you don't have to do anything about. And the 108, I'm still messing this up. Wait. Okay.
I know you got it.
Okay, let me not try to break it down, because I'll just play I'll play Sadhguru and he'll explain it. But here's what they said. They said that 108 points on the body, and let me see. All right, skip that. Let's just focus on the sun. Okay.
Okay.
As above, so below. Let's go with this one.
Okay.
Because I understand this concept a lot better than what I was trying to go for. As above, so below. So in the cosmos, the sun's diameter is 108 times the distance from between the sun and the earth.
Wow.
And then I believe it's the earth's diameter that is 108 times the distance between earth and the moon. And it's factual. You can check it out. Go to Wikipedia, check out the distance, or look it up.
Wow, that's some deep shit.
And so, literally, in the sky, 108 is a profound number.
Okay.
Okay, so we established that. So what happens is on Earth, as above, so below, we are cosmic beings, and we must be connected with the cosmos. Like things can get stressful down here on Earth, and it's very calming and soothing to look up into the sky and to look at. Well, you don't want to look at the sun.
No, I used to sun gaze when I was a child. I know.
But you want to look at the moon, look at the stars, and whatnot. But here's the thing: inside our bodies, we have 108 energy points. Okay, so just as the sky has 108 as a significant number inside of our bodies, so we are just cosmic beings.
As above, so below.
There it is. Okay,
Wow.
and then there are zodiac signs. There are 12 zodiac signs, and there are 9 planets. And so you multiply 12 by 9, and you get 108 there.
Wow.
And, all right.
Okay.
I hope I.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. This is what I was trying to say. There are 114 chakras.
Okay.
All right. There are 112 chakras inside the body. Okay. So 2 of them are outside the body. 4 of those chakras, you don't have to do anything to them for them to optimally work. So subtract that 4, and then you're left with 108 chakras within the body that you must work on, or that you must, meditate and do things in order to bring out their ultimate, their maximum power and whatnot.
Okay.
All right. So, with all of that said, I hope I explained it, sufficiently. 108 is a very elevated spiritual, significant number. And so that is the metaphor for who Nipsey was. Okay? He was 108. So 109 doesn't have the same significance. However, it is the last bead that connects, that makes this necklace. So 109 is very important for creating this necklace, and for doing it like that. So in that sense, the metaphor is for me to continue with my podcast, continue with my YouTube channel, and all, and speaking about these things, because they're very deep. Now, why I brought that up is not only because of 9, the Underdog God, is here with me, but also because my whole story of 109 has me, I retell about how I encountered these numbers 109 over, at this point now, since 2007.
Wow.
2007, what is that? How many years is that?
15.
It's 15 years. Okay.
15.
It's quick with the math.
Yeah, I'm a math guy.
All right. So,
Wow.
Moments in my life where I encountered those numbers and I saw them, and initially it was like, that's my birthday. And you're always, hey, that's my birthday.
Right.
That's my birthday, whatever. That's one level. But as you move up and you start learning the significance of these numbers, then you start seeing them in different, or you start understanding those numbers, and you also understand the world differently. So I recently learned about these beads, but then I also learned that, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. So when Nipsey passed, right, I was in Oman now, right? Forget Saudi Arabia, forget Korea. I'm in Oman. And Nipsey passed. I drive to work, and a car cuts me off, and the license plate has 109 on it. And I thought it weird because there are only a couple of cars on the road, for one. And how could you be such an ass that there's only a couple of cars on the road and you cut that other car off?
Off. And they
Like,
got 109. Just a
geez.
coincidence. No such thing as coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence.
Right. And so I'm like, in that moment, this was in 2019. In that moment, within an hour of learning of Nipsey's passing, I see 109. Boom. There we go. So there's a connection there. Just this last week, I took my wife and we made a little video. We were driving down Crenshaw because I wanted to show her something that struck me. Crete Elementary, Crete
Okay.
Academy,
Crete Academy.
right there on Crenshaw.
Shout out to Crete on 60th and Crenshaw.
Thank you. Thank you. You just reminded me of where I'm going to go in just a moment, too. 60th. All right. All right. So, Crete Academy has Nipsey's mural painted right there on their basketball court.
Correct.
Nipsey is there spiritually, legacy wise. Everything is right there.
Yes, sir.
What building number is right next to it?
I don't know.
6109.
Wow.
So I'm like, on the day Nipsey was murdered, I saw 109, and it wasn't like there were hundreds of cars on the road, and I could pick out the car
Right,
and then
right.
have it, and then make up this story. There were literally like only 2 cars on the road, mine and this other one, and it happened, and all that happened. Here we are today, and Nipsey is right next to 109 again. So that's something that I just want to tell people to say, look, I'm continuing down this journey of talking about 109 because I'm passionate about it, but I keep seeing it. It keeps recurring. I see Nipsey and I see 109. And I'll tell you, all right, got to go into the other story, Hassan. I come back here from Oman. I was driving for Uber. And I pulled up next to the bus. Like Redondo Beach has a 109 bus. And I see big letters of 109 written on that bus. And I'm saying to myself, here we go again. And I'm playing it cool. I'm driving for Uber. I'm like, I acknowledge it, but I let it go. Few hours later, I'm sitting at Stocker, headed to Crenshaw.
Okay.
Just behind Staples, just behind all of that, over there. I see this car pull up behind me, and I notice its wheels are white-walled wheels, and it's a silver vehicle, and it pulls up from behind me, and I see it in my side view mirror, and I'm noticing it's kind of a long vehicle, and then it strikes me, oh, that's a hearse, because it was so long. It was like a limousine, but it was like, oh, wait, that's a hearse. Or rather, I thought it was a limousine, and then it later dawned on me that was a hearse.
Gotcha.
So the car turns, and my attention is fully on it. I was looking at the white wall wheels. I'm looking at how clean it was. Oh, it's a silver, and it's a unique vehicle. So I studied it, and I saw the license plate ended with the number 7, or started with the number 7. Excuse me. I went and checked out Nipsey's funeral procession. I looked at the car that his body was riding in. It was one of Angela's funeral homes, Cadillac hearses, and the first digit of that was 7. I'm saying that was Nipsey's hearse right behind there. And just a few hours earlier, I saw 109 on that bus, and then a few hours. So these intersections, these moments when Nipsey spirit and 109 meet like this, like that, I've got to tell these stories. I've got to do it. Now, the last thing I'm going to say, Hassan.
That's super deep how these coincidences just keep showing themselves.
So here's the last thing. 60th. You said 60th Street.
Yep.
That's where it is.
Yep.
Crenshaw on 60th Street.
I got a son that goes there, so I know. He just got accepted. Congratulations, Big
Right
Yo.
on. Congratulations.
Yes, nice school.
I remember another side story, very short. I remember I was down that alley. Tylo, Tiny Amp, was in the alley selling his merchandise. I was there just because I wanted to be, in that area. Like,
Yeah,
damn,
feel that vibe.
Yeah. So I pulled up and I was like, how much you selling Crenshaw by
Nature.
Nature.
Yeah. Shout out to that brother. I see him out there.
I was like, how much you selling it for? He was like 60. I was like, oh, I know where I am. And I'm like, right on, brother, right on 60. And then you know, we can get confused. We can hear 60. We can see the rolling 60s. We know them and we know that. But how significant is the number 60 throughout history?
Speak on it.
Babylonian number, the Babylonian numerical system was based on the number 60.
I didn't know that.
And this is something I just learned a couple of days ago or yesterday or something.
They're going to be like, cuz, we Babylonian, cuz? Shout out my niggas from 6-0, man. They some nuts, man. Fucking Slauson's always active.
So I'm sure I'm sure someone along those lines was like, 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. So that part probably resonated with them. But did you know that just thousands of years ago, the Babylonians were using the number 60 as the basis of all measurement, counting. Everything revolved around 60. It's mathematical, it's deep.
That's super deep.
So I'm
I got definitely look into that.
I'm like, all right, Nipsey's got 108, Nipsey's got 60, and Nipsey had, a life trajectory that was just phenomenal. Tragic in the end, but a phenomenal thing. So I'm just like, I'm speaking this because I just want to express appreciation and show that, the brother's mission. Well, I just want to show that the marathon continues.
Right.
Because we can't stop talking about this brother. We need to implement, things that we learned from his life in our own lives so that we can elevate.
And I do that now. You see the posters.
Yes.
Everybody will know when Nip started, they knew bullets ain't got no names because the poster was all up Slauson, all down Crenshaw, all down Western, all down La Cienega. He just, you got bullets ain't got no name from the section all the way to Adams, pretty much. You saw them posters. You didn't see his picture. You just saw Nipsey Hussle, bullets ain't got no name. What the fuck is this? Bullets ain't got no name. It just lit up the whole street. So you knew this guy was serious. Prior to that, I had met him. My dad introduced me to Nipsey. All right, this is when Nipsey talks about the Cutlass. And if you also listen to Jay Stone's record, The Marathon Continues, after Nipsey died, at the end of the song, he's talking about how him and Jay Stone used to go get the 2 for $15 weed. He's talking about my father's spot. He's talking about, we can put that out there. He's talking about Pop's spot. Everybody knows that, right? I'm not going to put out everybody who used to go there, but everybody used to come there. But anyway, when I first met Nip, he put up in the Cutlass, and this is when they sold all the movies, the album. They had whatever you wanted, whatever CD. The movies. Pop the trunk, thousands of tapes and stuff like that. So he had everything, and my dad would be like, this Nip right here, he's an up-and-coming rapper. You should hook up with him, Hayes. You do your film shit, right? Probably you do your film shit, he a rapper. Y'all need to hook up. He went in the house. I started chopping. Oh, you do rap. He was, real nonchalant, mellow. This is the young Nipsey. He had knew me from Hood News already. He's like, yeah, I know you from Hood News. You need to come down to the shop and interview me. Boom. So that's what I did. That's how I got that clip. I went down. It took a couple months. I went down to the first shop, Slauson Tees, and I interviewed Nipsey right outside the shop. He was getting a whole lot of love. Y'all can go to Hood News and y'all see that. So we kept a relationship throughout his life. I should have went to the Marathon store more towards you got to remember, y'all, I was going through a divorce, so I was going through bad times, and I was over in A-Tray Hood. That's where I lived. I moved from the 60s to the A-Tray Hood, and I would only get messages when my dad be like, hey, Sam asked about you. Sam is saying come to the shop. Sam is saying come to the shop. You need to go to the shop. But I always felt like I'm fucked up right now. I don't want to go there. I'm so fucked up. I don't want to be.
Oh, my gosh.
Look, listen. I'm like, they like my brothers, so it's not like I ever asked them for anything or a handout or nothing like that. I just didn't want to go there looking bad and fucked up. I was literally fucked up. They like, My dad was like, Sam keep asking about you. You need to go to the shop. Then brothers want to chop it up with you. You got to remember, I shot the Marathon Continues House of Blues concert for Nipsey and Sam. So they knew my work and my work ethic. It's just that I knew a lot of people was on them for who they was and what they had, and that wasn't my intentions. I fucked with them naturally, but I just didn't want to look like, when you're doing bad, y'all. Come on, you going through divorce, you living in your homeboy garage, you fucked up, bro. You barely got money to eat, you know what I'm saying? You could show up there, but now you kind of look like, you've been going through it. Maybe they wouldn't have cared. I don't think they would have cared, but it was just my own that pride shit. Humans got that pride shit when they should put the pride to the side.
Right.
But I never put the pride to the side, so me and Sam would always see each other in Marina Del Rey. I don't know why, but we would always see each other in Marina Del Rey. He'd pull up on me and my son, like, oh, there you are. We've been looking for you. Where you at, man? Like, and I didn't have my camera equipment like that. I didn't have all the shit I got now. I didn't have nothing back then. Honestly, I didn't have shit. I think that's what it was. I just didn't have shit. And I just I wanted to feel like I was contributing to what they was doing instead of going there and be like, I need this X, Y, and Z. No. But I love Sam. Sam is like my brother. Nips was like my brother. Every time I would see him, I would tell Nip, I would look at him. I'm like, bro, you got to be safe. And he'd be looking at me like, I'm good. And I'll just see what was around him. I can feel energy. And that would make my skin crawl. Like, it's just what's around you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know you got your intentions is, I see what you're trying to do. I've talked to you intimately behind closed doors. I know what you about. But, your what's that? The aura. Nipsey got a big ass aura in real life. Big ass aura. Everybody gonna come to him. Hey, you're gonna gravitate towards him, and he's gonna say to him, he's not like Michael Jordan. You see him, hey Jordan, can I get a picture? No, he's gonna come. He gonna bring you in. He don't give a fuck what you like. He gonna bring you in. Oh, come on. It's always love. I saw Nip the day before he died or got murdered. I'm pulling. Where Saki, what's that?
Sachi. Yeah.
Sachi. There you go.
Across
that alley?
Wholesome.
That alley in the back of Sachi?
Yeah. Yep.
Boom.
Yep. You told me this story.
Yes. I'm turning in. I'm heading west. He coming east. Only one person in the hood with a Maybach. That's it. The big body. It take up the lane. So I move my little Prius all the way so I know Nip coming up. And we were one-on-one. So I'm rolling slow. I hit the window. You know what I'm saying? As we passing by, it's just a little head nod. You know what I'm saying? Because we see each other all the time. It ain't really I need to stop and talk to Haze. Or I really got to talk to Nip right now. No, I'm going to see Nip again. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. He had his 10 up. He kind of rolled it down. I saw the fingers go up. All right, Nip, we saw each other in the mirrors. You know how you can see through the when you coming up. Head nod, smile. I went on my way. He went on his way going back east. I don't know if he was coming from Sachi or whatever, but that next day, I got the news and I was fucked up. Y'all don't understand how fucked up I was.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all don't understand. My whole world caved in.
Right.
Underdog God was supposed to come out 2019. I was finishing up the album then. When Nip died, it just took all the air out of me. I'm like, God damn. See, if it's one dude that I could call that I could have got on this album, through everybody else that I know, I feel that I could have got a verse. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I feel like that's what I was waiting on. I wanted to come there with something like when I go to the marathon, hey, look, this is what I got. I know I'm definitely not trying to step on y'all toes with this. I'm just trying to get a little feature, do my little thing. And this is what I'm bringing to the table. So it would have been something, you know what I'm saying? Something.
Exactly. When you that feeling of feeling deflated, because Nipsey brought us all up.
Right.
And when he was gone, so you were very close right here in LA, and I was very far away. I don't think the feeling was any different.
That's what I'm saying.
It was like, and then what was weird is I was thousands of miles away, but the people I worked with, they knew Nipsey as well, and the profile. I mean, we had I'll call him White Boy Joseph on our staff. Like he could recite Nipsey's rhymes. And I'm like, you have never been to Los Angeles. Wow. I think he's from Canada, or I forgot where he's from. I don't want to play him like that.
Right.
He might be from the States. Excuse me, Joseph, man.
He
blocked me. You blocked me on your phone, man. You disconnected me.
Oh wow.
We were good for a minute. Contact me, man. So Joseph knew Nipsey. And I was like, you don't have the profile. I'm the one from LA, bro.
Right,
You
right,
know?
right.
And like and then Nicole. Nicole is from Detroit, and there we were, in the desert, and she was like, Nipsey was everything. He was doing it, and he was showing the way, and so I was really surprised that even my colleagues, were just
Wow.
like that, and I thought, no, you guys aren't the typical, hip hop fans or whatever, but yeah, that was just an impactful day that the reverberations, the waves, spread throughout the globe.
Yeah, man, because he was really, really, really displaying what he's doing. You could literally stand across the street at the little Chinese spot, and if you just stood across the street and you could watch what Nipsey was doing from there.
Mm.
He was always outside. You saw the t-shirt business moving. You saw how they was building up that area. You saw how the area was just getting better. He put the Fat Burger there. It was just more stuff, and then he was building the apartment buildings for the low income. He had a lot of stuff on his plate, and he was already doing a lot of stuff. The kids were coming over from the high school just to pull up at the marathon. They would just go over there to Master Burger just to look, and that's all you needed to
Right,
be
right.
like, who right now, what regular person has, or what group of regular people have access to a superstar, a worldwide superstar that they can just go pull up and just go watch him? And Nipsey gonna act like, he comfortable with being a fish in a fish bowl. He's comfortable with that. He's gonna move the way he moves, act the way he moves, and he just, people just sit there and watch him like, wow, like I can do what he's doing because he's showing me what he's doing step by step. Okay, he got a good team. He hustle. He got his store. Everything is polite. He helps out people. I've never been around nothing like that. I've been around everybody, but I've never been around somebody who's displaying like, damn, they make you feel like you can do it.
You mentioned the Chinese food spot. I think you're Yee's over there
No,
on
no, no, no,
Slauson
no. They
or something
closed. They
else.
closed Yee's down. I'm talking about the one directly across the street from the Marathon store. It's like a little chicken shack, Chinese food, and a check
Ah,
cashing spot, like right across the street from it.
and I asked you about that because I want to get back to it. Um, church, liquor store, Chinese
Chinese
food.
food. That's all we get in the hood. Church, liquor store, Chinese food. Whenever we going through our
Yeah.
problems, like suppose, not to sound like that, but suppose I was a weak ass nigga. Meaning that when I was going through my divorce and I was heartbroken, what's there for me? There's a goddamn liquor store for me, and there's a church, right?
Wow.
I'm in the hood. I'm in the garage. I'm fucked up. I'm starting over. It's easy for me to go get a drink, bro. It's real easy for me to be like, you know what,
Wow.
man? Fuck her. Fuck this shit. You know what? Fuck it. Tonight I'm finna go get lit, and that just starts turning into a habit. I didn't do that, but I saw everybody else doing it.
Mm,
Everywhere in the hood, you got everybody just has this access to this alcohol, and they feel like I'm not drinking that much every day, bro. You taking
wow.
2, 3 of those shots every day. You drinking 3, 4, 5 beers every day. That's accumulation. Now you got these dialysis shops, DaVita popping up because they gonna put you in the liquor store, send you to DaVita, and when you dried up, they gonna put you in the church so you can pray for your forgiveness. But it's too late then. And these churches, these pastors are not leading you to no salvation. They're trying to get in your pocket. And if you can't pay, then it's a tie to join type deal going on now. So there's no salvation in the hood. That's what I'm church, liquor store, Chinese food. And then they're feeding you GMO. These Chinese people getting found cooking rats, dogs, cats, disguising it as orange chicken. We got one Simply Wholesome, y'all, in LA. You feel me? We got one Simply Wholesome in the hood that we can go to get some healthy eating. You know? Everything else, you go east, it's hell. Past Western is hell. You're not getting nothing healthy. Nothing.
That's it, man.
Where can we go to a restaurant in South Central where we can go sit down and eat a healthy meal? Name one besides Simply Wholesome in South Central.
Oh well. Um, I mean, it's difficult. It's definitely difficult because there's a lot that
We
goes
have a juice
on with
bar in
food.
South Central. Do you have like a juice bar that you pull up to? Man, I need to get this fresh squeezed juice, pressed juice. We have anything like that in the hood. Not downtown, but the hood.
Well, Actually, we do.
Okay, talk to me.
All right. So Kathy's juicery or Kathy's juices is on Crenshaw, just past what is that? Is that see? I don't know the. That's not what
Shout out to you, Kathy. I don't haven't heard of you yet. You know what I'm saying? I know stuff popping up in Lamar Park. I'm not gonna talk hot.
Florence.
Okay,
That's what I'm talking about.
Hot and Cool Cafe, they got some stuff there. But I'm just saying, for the most part, Hot and Cool Cafe is in Lamar Park. Shout out to that brother over there. They do a lot of great things from the
I don't
community.
know if they have. Do they have smoothies and things? I know teas
They have
and-
like that. If you go to that refrigerator, they got that fresh
Oh, that's true.
juice.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they got that. You know, but I'm not talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That like, but a full meal with some quinoa, stir fry, a sweet potato.
You
You know
no
what
no
I'm saying?
no. That's absolutely correct. Like the last time, like I was in Lemert and I had Ital cuisine, you know, and it was no salt and nothing. It was just real wholesome stuff. Um, I would only be able to get that meal. I don't know where that shop is. I haven't seen it, and I'm like, I just want, I would want that Ital, good
Right,
healthy stuff.
right.
Um, but it's so difficult to find, and I would think only on Saturdays or Sundays at Lamert Park when
The
those
festival,
vendors show up.
African Marketplace.
Whenever they show up, that's the only place to get it. But I'm like, I
Exactly.
need that every
I
day.
need that every day. I need that every day. So when I wrote church, liquor stores, Chinese food, you know, I'm surrounded by alcoholics. I'm friends with the neighborhood wino drunk dude.
The message was clear though.
Yeah, exactly. It's super clear. It's like it's right in your face. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get frustrated with what's going on in the hood. I love being around our people, but the extracurriculars, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of.
The Ron Finley, the gangster gardener,
I love him. I love that brother.
he said that he had to drive 40 minutes outside of the hood, to get a fresh, apple. He said that, I mean, we live in these food deserts. That's a real thing. And yes, what it really boils down to is you shouldn't have to fill up your tank, drive all the way across town to get something delicious and healthy and wholesome. You should be able to just walk outside your door down the street or something and it should be available, but it's not.
It's not. We don't have any Gelsons in the hood. We don't have any Trader Joe's in the hood. We don't have any Whole Foods in the hood. We have Food for Less, Monsanto, and we have Ralph's, Monsanto. They give you them shiny ass apples. They food. Ralph's and Food for Less are the most trashiest spots, grocery stores you can go to. So I have to drive to Culver City, go to Sprouts.
Right.
I gotta go to Trader Joe's, Gelson's. I even do Superior, because what you have to understand is GMOs are banned in Mexico.
Right.
So if you want organic fruits and vegetables, go to Superior, go to the Mexican spots.
Yes.
Spend with them, get all your fruits and vegetables from them, and then you can go somewhere else to get whatever. But that's where I do. That's what I do. I go to Superior, and I try to live a no GMO life to the best of my ability. I might eat some cookies and some sweets, but for the most part, I'm not putting no poison in me. No, I don't party. I don't drink. I'm fucking square. I'm clean. Malcolm X type diet, and I don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm gonna live like that. You know how many people told me, "What you eat for protein?" Like, what is protein, homie? You don't even know what protein is. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to fill up our body with enough nutrients. You know what I'm saying? If you have enough nutrients, you're not gonna get weak. You're not gonna pass out. Meat just don't keep you alive. You just think, we can't. How did the idea of meat come about? Like, I think about that. Who was the first human to be like, I'm gonna take this chicken and throw his ass in the fire and eat him? Who thought like that? And what situation was we going through where we had to do that? Because I'm sure where we was at was plentiful of grains and fruits and vegetables.
Mango.
Mangoes, like, you eat enough mangoes, drink some coconut water, you straight. You drink some grapes and some cherries, that stomach gonna expand, you're gonna be straight. Who saw a cow and said, I'm gonna eat his ass? Literally, I'm gonna eat his tail, I'm gonna eat his ass, I'm gonna eat his tongue, I'm gonna eat all the insides of him. I'm gonna burn him up and I'm just gonna eat him. Like, who did that?
Right.
Come on, man. But no disrespect for the meat eaters out there, because it ain't no disrespect. It's just that, truth is, I had a prostate problem when I was young, when I was 23, and from there I just stopped eating meat. Like, I ate a little bit meat, but at about 28, I was done. I was done with meat all the way.
So, Hassan, I'm looking at the track list here, man. These are some good songs. Yeah, little nigga.
Little nigga, man, that song is about. I don't know if you've ever been through this. I don't know if you've ever been bullied or treated like you'll never be able to do nothing to me in any situation. I don't know if anybody ever came at you like that. Like, not knowing that one day you're going to mature, one day you're going to grow up, one day you're going to remember all this shit and all this hostility, and you're going to be able to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the first verse of Little Nigga, I can't remember what I was talking about, but I really remember what I was talking about in the second verse, and it was pretty much everything I've been through. You know what I'm saying? All the humiliating shit that has happened to me. When you're a writer, you got to be honest. The best policy is honesty. You get it out. You know what I'm saying? So the second verse is really talking about how I was a little nigga, like, you know, how a little nigga you pat on his head, he ain't gonna ever be nothing, and grow up to be a monster. You're like, God damn, how did I treat him when he was a kid?
Yeah.
That. Or a teenager or whatever. So that was me coming out of like, I'm nobody's little homie or none of that shit no more. Nobody can get away with none of that small little man talk. That's kind of like the synopsis of Little Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Just holding in animosity that I thought about, and I'm like, because I wrote this album coming out in that to music, so I was in a little better spot. I wasn't talking about women. I don't talk about women on this album.
Right, I got that.
You peeped that? And I was waiting for that. When are the non-female rhymes are going to come out? It naturally came out, and when I heard that track, the hook, I freestyled the hook in the car. Talking to me crazy like I wouldn't be a big nigga one day. I was playing. I was like, that's something right there. Hey. Running with my brothers at an early age, man, I had to get paid. That's running with my brothers at an early age. We used to sell candy. I started selling candy when I was 6 years old. My mama let me out the house with my older brothers when I was 6. I used to go hit the Laker games. Magic Johnson, Kareem, and all them used to pay me. Everybody went to them games. Oh, cute little kid. Break me off and come back with $100. Like, God damn, I'm never going back in the house, Mom. You can never keep me in the house. I'm selling candy.
That's important. That's an important lesson because, like, recently I've done some artwork and I was like, how am I going to get this out here? You got to literally pop your trunk. You got to get where the people are. And that's the hustle. And that is a fundamental building block for businesses.
Yes.
That you learn all about economics and building relationships through that. And if you miss that opportunity or that experience, then you're really lacking a whole education.
Definitely, and you can't let that break you when you get 1,000 no's. You can't, if those 1,000 no's are going to discourage you and make you quit, you're going to start back over somewhere because it's mission not accomplished. So even if you say, damn, my business didn't work, I got to go back to driving Uber, doing my 9 to 5 or whatever, you're going to start a new business and you're going to have to go through it again. So take those 1,000 no's, you know what I'm saying? If you're not in the right business, it's going to show. Like, getting told no is not because you're wrong. It's just that you got to get your spill down. You got to get acclimated to the business that you're in, and you got to dust off the cobwebs because once your mouth is like oil, you can sell anything. Just can't sell music no more in CDs because motherfuckers ain't got CDs. See how they fucked up the music game? People's making millions of dollars off CDs and shit. They was like, you got to stop all that. Digital, we're not going to give y'all a cent per stream. So they got this music game twisted, and I feel like the next music superstar is going to be a marketing genius as well, and he's going to know how to sell music. You know, not just his image and persona, but he's going to know how to. We need to put this in a different format where we can actually get paid off of it. You know, like for real. I know they got NFTs, but it's got to be something else where the artist can get literally paid off their art because they're what's it called, compressing it and making it where you can't make a living off of your music unless you're a major artist and you sign all your rights away. And who wants to do that? Not me.
So Hassan, we're gonna play you out with that track, Little Nigga.
Let's do it. Little Nigga produced by Big Sono. This your boy Hassan Haze. Man, shout out to the Bravalier podcast.
That's what's up.
And I appreciate you, Larry. Man, shout out to your great aunt. Man, shout out to you. I knew this brother since he was in high school. He's always been sharp and smart. Y'all go get 9 the Underdog God, stream it everywhere. Hassan Haze.
At an early age, man, I had to get paid. Told me wait till you grow up, you gon' find out life ain't a game. It's a pleasure to be years, lost many to an early grave. Hey. Ain't many real, only a few love you. Family turn their backs, friends turn to busters. Spent a lot of time in the club doing nothing. Could've been trucking, learning to trade or something. Same 24, 365 quarter. Stay away from chaos, stay in divine order. Keep women around, only a few loyal. Move with your gut, if you're good, just trust you. Head on the swivel, hands close to a pistol. P said use it, I got the cash to bail you. Living in the projects, I know an escape route. Grandma's prayer saved you niggas from Jesus. Shoulda hung with my grandpa when he asked to. Married to the game, neglect the people that had you. If I gave a fuck, then I probably have to. Phased out the lame, had a tussle to get loose. Niggas ashamed, straight Judas syndrome. Stay away like the plague, give a fuck how you doing. Talking to me crazy like I wouldn't be a big nigga one day. Running with my brothers at an early age, man, I had to get paid. Told me wait till you grow up, you gon' find out life ain't a game. Ain't a game. It's a pleasure to be here, count the years, lost many to an early grave. Been jacked, jump, hit with a bat, roasted, dumped, concussed from an accident. Pressed, bullied, smacked, didn't get to hit. Betrayed, harassed, jail, didn't have shit. Shot at, homeless, didn't keep some promises. Unfocused, roaming, stagnant, angry, nothing going, nothing flowing. Taking L's, mental health, catching hell. Mute myself, stressed, depressed, moody a mess. Arrogant, rude, big-headed, got finesse. Laughed at, handicaps, and others depressed. Gave access to a few niggas who ain't shit. I didn't speak up when I should've spoke from the spirit. Didn't show love when I know they needed to feel it. Held grudges, niggas died and we couldn't be paired. In the clouds with maturity due to experience. Talking to me crazy like I wouldn't be a big nigga one day. Running with my brothers at an early age, man, I had to get paid. Told me wait till you grow up, you gon' find out life ain't a game. Ain't a game. It's a pleasure to be here, count the years, lost many to an early grave. Talking to me crazy like I wouldn't be a big nigga one day.